Hello everyone, and welcome to our next Blender tutorial. In this tutorial we will be going over the basics of edit mode. Um, so let's get started. Alright, so what I have here is this cube. Now we're going to hit tab and that will take us into edit mode. I went over that in the first lesson. Alright, so as you can see there's like four, almost like, think of it, they're vertices, but think of it as this plane. There's four different planes that make up this cube. So we have those. So, I mean, it's not a very detailed structure. It's very simple, not very complex. Just a couple planes, basically. So, you can't make a whole lot of that out of that. Because if you wanted to, say, model a head, your head would end up looking like something like this. You would have, like, you couldn't add much detail. You couldn't add curves or anything. It'd just be like cubes. I mean, this would help. I mean, you use this technique when you're making Minecraft animations. But I mean, if you want to do like real, like if you want to model humans or if you want to make an animal or something, I don't know. But you will need to what's called subdivide it. So what that does basically divides all the parts up into smaller parts so you can add more detail. So if we go in this little toolbar here, um, and find subdivide on under the add section on the toolbar, if we go under the add section, subdivide, what that will do is it'll subdivide it, as you can see over here, into different pieces. So now we have a bunch of little planes. Um, so yeah, now I mean, it's still a little blocky, but you can be a little more complex with it. And you can do the same thing. Just make sure that your object is selected when you do this, that all the parts are there. Alright, so go into edit mode, and you have to be in edit mode to do this. So I'm going to subdivide it a couple times. Actually, I don't know if you have to. Pretty sure you have to select the whole thing. Okay, so we got our cube selected. Now if we go to subdivide, I'm going to do this 2 more times. Alright, so now as you can see, there's a bunch of like mini sections that we divided into. It's like a cube pie. You divide it into different sections. So now if we click on this, we can be in more detail. I mean, you can get really detailed. Like this is like very simple compared to how many sections it needs to be divided into if you want to make like a real thing. This is simple. So in our last tutorial, we went over this modifier called subdivision surface. So basically what that does is divides it up as well and makes it smoother, but it'll also make it slower. So I'm not going to use that right now. Let's subdivide it up a little more. Oh yeah, and if you want to subdivide just one section, use the face select tool down here. I can't get my mouse to work for some reason, but if you, alright, see where that text is? Vertex select, edge select, and then face select. These 3 little buttons. Vertex select selects like these little vertices, and that is probably, if I mean, face select tool looks more blocky, like choppy. The vertices is if you want to get into some detailed designing, you want to use those for like maybe like, say if you're building a spaceship and there's like a little pattern that you want to draw, or like a crease, you'd use these. Um, with this could be used for anything really. I mean, it's a lot easier than the vertices. And this gets the like the z-axis side of them, and well, it basically gets all the lines in the middle I guess not the Z-axis. I don't really use it a whole lot. I mainly use the face select tool and the vertex select. Sorry, it's hard to remember their names. Um, so yeah, that's kind of the basics. Like that's the absolute basics of edit mode. If you go over down here into this little thing, if you go into texture, it'll give you a basic idea of what the render's gonna look like without rendering it, and how the lighting is gonna look. I mean, it's not gonna look this bad, it's gonna look better, but it's just gonna give you an example how the lighting's gonna work. Alright, look. So if it's dark in the front, that means you need some light there. So if we wanna add a sun. Sorry, just one sec, my cat jumped up on my lap. Ah, get down. Ow. Alright. Um, so I mean sometimes it's not gonna be absolute accurate, but it should give you a basic idea. So actually let's render this right now and see what it looks like. So yeah, it's actually not that bad. Um, back into edit mode now. Yeah, you can't go into edit mode with these lamps because there's nothing to edit on them. Alright, so if we go into edit mode on this again, basically object mode is just, it's just if you want to animate with things, that's what object mode is for. If you want to rearrange something, that's what object mode is for. If you want to sculpt something, I think you have to use object mode. I don't really sculpt a whole lot because it's a little, I don't know. But yeah, object mode is if you want, like, say if this is a skyscraper, you want to scale it on the z-axis. So what you do for that is hit S and then Z, and I'll scale it like that. So say if this is a skyscraper. Now, if you want to rearrange that, you can with object mode. With edit mode, say if you wanted to add some windows on that. So you'd go under face select tool, hit shift and click on all of these. And then what you want to do, this is a very important tool, hit E and that will extrude it. You can either extrude it outwards or inwards. For windows, we're going to extrude them inwards. So now we have like a little crease there. So it's a little uneven, but so yeah, if we go into object mode now, we can see that there's two little creases over there. So that could be used as a window, and then if you want, you can even add, if we subdivide these up again, you can add even more detail. How do we do this? Maybe we need to subdivide this again. But maybe you could add like borders around the windows on the inside of them. I don't know. So that's what basically edit mode is. I just want to go over a couple more shortcuts. So yeah, if you scale something on object mode, you can do X on the X axis, Y. So you hit S and then whatever axis. There's Z, X, and Y. And then for extrude, you can do the kind of the same thing. If you hit E and then hit S, or how'd that go? Wait, yeah, E and then S, and it will kind of like, if you make it bigger, it'll graduate from small to large, and if you shrink it down, it'll get from large to small. So that's another important tool instead of just being flat, you know? So in our next video, I'm going to be going over making buildings like this in more detail and how to do that. So this pretty much concludes our tutorial. I'll be going more stuff in edit mode in the next video. So please comment, like, and subscribe to our channel. Visit our website at www.pwslx.yolasite.com. I'll have the link up on the video. Um, we're using a free domain thing, so hopefully we'll be able to buy one soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.